Welcome to the Bootlicker.
Today's mini pod is going to be a spotlight on one of my favorite used-to-be radio hosts, conservative talk radio, and now he is a YouTuber like I aspire to be, and I am becoming. Mark Kaye. Mark Kaye's He's a great personality. I've been watching him for several years. I was watching or listening to Herman Cain on WOKV back in probably, 2018 maybe. Might have been earlier than that. And when Herman Cain passed away, Mark Kaye, he was on his show quite a bit. I remember him from Herman Caye's show, and he'd do like a special guest, or I'm pretty sure I remember him from back then. But when Herman Cain passed away, Mark Kaye took his spot, and I started listening to him when he first began on WOKV radio in Jacksonville here, and I immediately loved him. I was definitely bummed that Herman died because I loved Herman and loved listening to him. And I'm not really a big conservative radio listener. I loved Rush, and I listened to Rush as much as I could. But Mark Kaye was different. He's always been different. I listened to him pretty much from day one, every day. Out there working, I'd have my headphones, and or my earbuds, not headphones. But I had my earbuds in, and I listened to Mark Kaye's show. Hannah was awesome. She's on the show, and after this, there's another guy on there that, I don't know, I guess they don't mention his name, but doesn't matter. And anyway, so I loved his content, and he just really has a way of breaking things down, difficult issues that are, complex, and government issues and constitutional issues, and he's got a pretty savvy mind for the legal stuff since he was waitlisted at one of the top law schools in New York. I just want to give like this review because I didn't really want to go to websites and give reviews because I just rather do it in this format. And I mean, he's really inspired me to start doing my podcast, and I know I'm a different kind of fan than his normal conservative fans. I'm definitely a different type of conservative, being in the music industry my whole life, and I'm an artist, and just kind of like the opposite of the normal conservative. Me and Carrie, my wife, have been to several of his events, and we love the people. His fans are great people. My 50th birthday, so 2 years ago, I made a lamp for them. I made 3 lamps. Actually, I made Hannah a lamp. No, 4 lamps. So I made Hannah one, 4 Roses lamp. I made Mark a bullet, or bulle. I made him a lamp, and then I made a Trump lamp with a wine bottle that I found in Georgia at a thrift store. It was 2016 wine bottle, so I made him a lamp for his library or wherever. I brought them to the studio just to drop them off, and Hannah came out, and she was sweet as could be, just the nicest person, and she was so excited to have the lamps, and she actually told me to wait in the lobby, and me and my daughter were out there, and she went inside and talked to Mark. I could see him through the window, and she came back out and she goes, "Hey, do you want to go on the show?" And I was like, oh my God, I don't know. I was pretty nervous, but then I was like, what the heck, I don't care. So he actually brought me live on the show and I presented my lamps to him, and I told him it was my birthday, and he was like, usually I don't receive gifts on other people's birthdays, but so he gave me some gave me some cool things for my birthday, and it just was like a highlight of my birthday, just being on the air and kind of talking about my art and my lamps. And then he posted a video on the on the, I think it was probably like a TikTok video or a Facebook short or something. No, Instagram reel. So he did that, and that was super cool, and I was just blown away.
Here's my bourbon bottle. And then look, he also got us a bottle of Trump wine, vintage 2016, a very good year, that he turned into a lamp. And look, this is Hannah's. It looks like it's off, but it's actually on. It's just very dim. And it's 4 roses.
They were down to earth and just super cool people. And I had been listening, and I was a fan anyway. So, I was just planning on dropping them off, but he brought me on the air. So it was awesome. Good, happy birthday to me. I was a faithful listener of his, and he just really has a good way of explaining things to the layman, like people who don't know all about political strategies and all the the ins and outs of politics. And he's really sharp, and he knows how to break it down to make it understanding to his listeners. And I appreciate that. And he's funny. His music is great. He does Bluegrass Boy, and he plays on his little, it's like a banjo ukulele, banjolele, banjolele, maybe. I don't know. I don't know, somebody knows. Little 4-string banjo ukulele, and then he's got ukuleles also and guitars and everything. So he's pretty talented when it comes to that. And so I've always opened up the invitation for him to play with Rusty Shine, and he's never taken us up on that offer, but that would be fun. I just really appreciate his content, and he's on YouTube now. The Mark Kaye show is now Mark Kaye Saves the Republic, and I know he got fired, or he just disappeared from WOKV one day, and I was like, what the hell's going on? I don't know what the whole story is. I know it has something to do with politics and the radio, but he's better off where he's at now. Hopefully he'll run for Congress, because I will support him. Maybe he'll hire me on to do some artwork for him. But he's going to primary John Rutherford, and that shouldn't be a hard thing for him to do, because people like him. Yes, I'm pretty sure the majority of the people like him, and they would rather have him, somebody transparent, and they can actually see doing work for the public. And he would be doing that. He'd be on YouTube probably and talking about what's going on in Congress, and it would be awesome. And he's got a great sense of humor. He's a good guy, not devious or stealing money or anything like that, So also he likes he's a whiskey drinker, and any whiskey drinker is a friend of mine. He's done some whiskey tours in the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, and that looked like a lot of fun. But basically, I don't want this to get too long. I just wanted to give a shout out to Mark and tell him to keep up the good work, and people are listening, and he's just inspiring people. He's one of the top 3 inspirations for me to get started on YouTube, and with Hanging with the Huns. Carrie and I do our podcast on our channel, and I'm doing this bootlicker podcast now, the mini pods. So I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm getting used to it. I'm getting better at talking. I don't say quite as much, probably only about 30 times per minute. Um, there we go. So, but I don't think I can get rid of that. Um, see now. All right. Mark Kaye, you're doing a good job. You're inspiring people. We love you. Keep up the good work. Run for Congress. If you need help with anything, you're going to have tons of help. People are going to want to help you, and we're going to get you into Congress. Keep on doing what you're doing on your YouTube channel, and thank you for the videos on that you've started on marketing and just being transparent with what you do and how you do it and the ins and outs of content. And you're very good at marketing and social media, and I love how when you get an idea for something, and I'm the same way. I'll immediately make a shirt. I mean, we have a heat press now, so we do all kinds of graphics, and if I have an idea for a shirt, I make it a shirt immediately, or a sticker, or whatever comes to mind. But your books are awesome. He's got lots of books. Go check them out. And they're funny and just good stuff. He's an artist. I'm gonna do this. Oh, and I wanted to say he's also has Kaye's Kids, which is a charity that raises money for Kaye's Kids. And let me tell you that I've never cried on a radio show, but these kids are amazing. And he has these kids on twice a year, for once Christmas, and then I think in June he has his other Christmas in June. I don't know. There's 2 times a year, and he brings up Kaye's Kids, and they have like terminal illnesses and different conditions that are life threatening, and these kids are incredible, and he gives them a gift, and they're just so grateful. And man, it's just it's an awesome thing. And I like be like driving my truck, to go do a lawn or something, and these kids are on there, and I'm just booing, and it's just like it's really emotional. But I mean, it's such a good thing, and he's just a blessing to these kids, and he just shows God's heart in what he does, and he's just giving back. And so I don't know how people can hate on him. I know I've received some hate. I got a huge dent in my truck under the Mark Kaye sticker, and we were at the Orange Buffet, and I actually had a Mark Kaye shirt on. Not that I'm like this huge fanboy, but I am a fan, but I'm not like wearing Mark Kaye hats and all his swag at the same time. But anyway, I had a shirt on, and I do have a sticker after he gave me one when I was on air. But I have a sticker on the back of my truck. Well, there's this family in the not Golden Corral, oh God, Orange Buffet, and my daughter was like, "Why are these people mad dogging us, you?" And I was like, "I don't know." And I looked over, and I'm not gonna judge them, but you could tell they were a very liberal family just by you could tell. Anyway. No judgment, but they were like, if looks could kill, they would hope I choked on my General Chicken. But so I was like, I don't know what they're looking at, and then I looked down. I was like, oh, I got a Mark Kaye shirt on. That's exactly what it is. So they thought, oh, he's so hateful, and he's not hateful. There's no hate. So I go out to my truck afterwards, and there's a huge key dent right under the sticker where they tried to scratch over the sticker, and I'm just like, really? Man, why can't I catch people doing that kind of stuff? That's I took one for the team, but it's a badge of honor on my truck. Keep up the good work, Mark. Love you, man. You're doing great things, and I hope to do something half as good as you do. And I just want to thank you for inspiring me to get my channel started and really have fun doing this thing on YouTube, because I am, and it's rewarding. I'm having fun. I'm loving it. Trump supporters, got to stick together. Alrighty. I'll see you next time. And be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. And it's Hanging with the Huns on YouTube. Go check out we have podcast that we do, Carrie and I. And then I also do my bootlicker podcast, which is these little mini pods. But I'm going to go in and watch a movie with my wife. And before I do that, I'm going to do a little toast to Mark Kaye. Little JMO toast. The Irish whiskey in my boot. The boot, because I'm the bootlicker. Anyway, cheers to you, Mark.